Hi, I'm Jenny Sandler from HomeSchoolUK, and in my final video, I'm going to show you how to use the rekenrek for multiplication. And before I do so, I just want to explain that the rekenrek is a fabulous resource and children should be allowed to use it as long as they need to, but the idea is that they will move away from this, that they won't need to use this concrete representation of numbers to calculate, that with practice and with use and over time, they will internalize all of this and be able to do these sums that we've been talking about and represent numbers in their heads without having to physically move beads. So on to multiplication. Let's say I want to work out 9 times 6. I'm going to take my number 9. Starting right here, I'm not going to count 9 beads. I just know that there's going to be one left, so that's 9. So 9 times 6, don't need to count because I know that once I get to the middle, that's already 5. I've reached 50 and one more. Okay, so here's my 9 times 6. I need to work this out. I can't automatically see what this number is. There are a few ways to count all these beads without having to count them individually. The first way is I know that I've got one left over here, that there were 10, and we've got one left. So I could count by tens. I could say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, take away what's left over here. 60 take away 6 is 54. Therefore, 9 times 6 is 54. I could also use partitioning to work out what I've got over here. So I know that each of these sets of beads on each rack is a 5 and a 4. So I could count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and count by 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, or if I can't count by 4s, I can count by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So I know I have 30 and I have 24. I might be able to add that up in my head and know that it's 54. If I can't, I can use the rekenrek to work it out. So I might need to write down on a piece of paper 30 and 24 so I don't forget, because it might be a lot to hold in my head, and work out 30 and 24. 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 4. And I can see very quickly, because I'm now at the 50 at the midline, that this is 50 and 4 more is 54. So 9 times 6 is 54. Let's try with a different number. How about we do 8 times 8? So I'm going to make my 8, 5 and 3 more, or I just recognize I'm leaving 2 behind. So 8, 8, 8. I'm not really counting because I know here I am at 5. Now I might need to count. 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I've represented 8 times 8 over here. What is that? How do I solve it? So we can do the first trick is using 10 times tables. So imagine I have 10 here. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 80 taking away 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So I could do the 80 take away 16 in my head, or I could use the rekenrek again to work out 80 take away 16 and work out that that's 64. Or I could use what I have here, the 5 times tables and the 3 times tables. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Then here I have 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24. 40 add 24 is 64. Again, if I can't work that out, I can use the rekenrek to work it out. 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. Add 24, 10, 20, and 4 more. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 4 more is 64. And that is how you use the rekenrek for multiplication. Thank you for watching HomeSchoolUK.